folks.
Let's all put our heads down like we've been asleep.
All right, folks, I hope you're there. If you are, thank you for bearing with us. We had a little technical issue. We should be online now. And as soon as I get this going, get the meeting going. Not going to be a real long one. Okay.
You're on? You got it on your...
Yeah.
Okay.
Open the meeting. All right, folks, thanks for joining us for the November 18th, 2024 Select Board meeting. First item on the agenda is Town Clerk.
All right, I will make it snappy. I just wanted to recap the election, since we haven't talked since. Went extremely well. We were all out of here by 10 o'clock. A total of 1,179 ballots were cast, and 435 of those were absentees. So it was a good showing, and everything went well. The 2024 taxes are due December 2nd before interest accrues. And with that said, next week is Thanksgiving, and we will be closed Wednesday, November 27th through Friday, November 29th. If you do have tax payments that you would like to drop off, we do have a drop-off box at the entrance, and you are welcome to do that. We will receive them on Monday. The Sockbee Valley Spirit Tree will have a box at the Parsons Field Town Office again this year. The box was delivered today, and we will soon have some wish lists. People really liked seeing that last year, so as soon as we get more information, we'll put that out there on the Facebook page and website if you care to donate this year. The tax collection updates are at the bottom. I sent you the budget sheets, and that's all I have.
Very good. Thank you, and thank you for your hard work on the election. Among other things, that one was obviously front and center. Okay, let's see. We have minutes from October 28th and November 4th to approve.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, if you want to
Start her up.
get that going. While she's doing that, I'm going to continue on since we did have a delay. Let's see. We got reports from Eco Maine about recycling. Our recycling is still pretty bad, folks, and I don't understand it. But let's see. Where am I? That's the wrong report. Parsons Field. We're at 9.9% from July 1st until the end of October. And folks, it takes off of our tipping fees. It's easy. It's single sort. Please, we have stickers here that are free. You can put on any bin, box, whatever you want. So, anyways, we also got the monthly report from Sockbee Rescue. Get my hands on it. Fingers aren't working real well. This is for September. They had a total of 90 calls. 82 of them were covered by Sockbee. So mutual aid covered 8. They also gave mutual aid on 2 calls to other jurisdictions. Let's see, 13 of those 90 calls were Parsons Field. Usually Parsons Field has a much higher percentage than that, but we were relatively healthy. And the top 3 reasons for calls of the total 90, 35 were medical calls, 11 were for falls, and 9 were shortness of breath. Now, obviously, shortness of breath and falls are also medical calls, but the average response time was 10.1 minutes. And that's it there. All right. We also have 3 supplemental tax bills.
Oops, that goes in there as well.
Okay, yep. That we are approving tonight. One is for Richard Blanchett, which was property that was taxed to the wrong taxpayer. Josu Broussat, where built a house and it got put on a primary lot, whereas he had a subdivided lot off of it. And then Christopher and Julie Webster, they built a house 2 years ago, I believe, and we missed it on the assessments, so they have not been assessed for that new house. So, if you give me a minute here now. Put my John Hancock on these things. Oh, what did I do? Move your name around, Jen? Boy,
That's
that
all
makes
right.
it interesting.
Keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
It's just like the stores when they change their shelves. You know.
Exactly.
So the supplemental assessment that's going to our tax collector is for $7,817.56. That's the total of those three supplemental tax bills. I think I got them all. And did you sign the warrant also, Jen?
Not yet.
All right.
You ready?
The warrant tonight totals $301,770.05. It's a big one because it has a school payment on it. It also has a chunk for paving and sealing. It has Mellon's monthly payment. And I think those are the big ones.
That should be it. Nice. Just initial couple pages.
Thanks.
Those are all the CoreLogic refunds as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So
Not too many, which was good.
most of them overpayments because,
They were already paid.
Already paid,
Or there
yeah.
was some abatements.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's that. Okay, we've had a request from a company called Renoster to use the town office for discussions on small forest lot management. They are working with a group of state forest departments and trying to get people to understand what they can do, may want to do, in order to keep their lots wooded as opposed to building on them or selling them and having them either be built on or subdivided. They thought a couple of times early in December in the evenings from 5 to 6. My only concern is that Renoster is a for-profit company. The group of state forest departments is a nonprofit that was established specifically for this. So I guess that, and they're the ones that actually got the grant to do this. So I guess I probably wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, we could say you can come in on Monday, 2 Mondays.
Yep.
Either the, well, any 2 of the 2nd, 9th, or 16th of December.
Yeah, that
Would
works.
that work?
Yeah,
Yeah?
we're
Okay.
here. Yeah.
So you're both okay with that happening?
And what time did they, were
They said they thought it would be 5 to 6 kind of thing.
okay,
Yep.
Okay. All right.
works.
we'll get
Is there
back
any
to them.
information to roll out to people on that?
I'm
or
sorry?
Is there any information to roll out to people to see if they want to attend on that? Or?
Nope, I don't know how they're notifying people. I can ask that when
Yeah,
I
it might
get
be
back
if
to
we're
them.
gonna host it,
Yeah.
we might as well invite, put it
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah,
I think in their email they had their
They had 2
their
flyers.
trifold
Yep. the trifold,
brochure, so
Yep.
we can make that available.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we've had a request to purchase our old generator, which is a 5 kilowatt generator that we don't use anymore. Now we have the whole building generator. The other item that we need to somehow figure out how to sell or get rid of is the riding lawnmower that we have. I don't know, I look for input. We can sell them by bid. I know the prior board it was a while ago, established policy that they could sell items that were valued at less than $1,000. However they saw fit. Certainly the generator could fit in that category. I'm not sure. The riding mower we might want to go to bid on.
Huh. And maybe put it in the shopping guide?
Yeah, put it in the
Yep.
shopping guide and on the website.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, publicize it.
Uh-huh. How would we determine a price on the mower if you think it's more than 1,000?
We'd make it a bid.
Okay,
We'd put a minimum bid.
okay.
I don't know, you'd pick a number for a minimum bid. I can look online, see what they're selling
Sure.
for, if there's anything comparable.
Maybe we should say that they haven't been started in a while.
Yeah, they're gonna at least need a carburetor rebuild, because neither of them have been started in a number of years. The mower, I don't believe, has run since 2016. The generator,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, probably 5 years, because I don't think we used it the last couple of years before we got the whole building generated. So,
You can put the 2 of those in one ad.
yeah, we can put them both
Yep.
in one ad.
Were you
If
considering
we're,
the lockers as well, or?
what's that?
I
Oh,
think
the lockers,
I think
yeah.
I think we probably ought to take a look at some of the other things like
Yeah.
the lockers and some of the other things that are in this room here
Yeah,
that we can probably consider
Putting up for
putting
sale.
in
okay.
and doing. So maybe we table doing that for now until we get like an inventory of some items. I think that there's probably an opportunity. For sure, the lockers. I think.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
They're kind of taking up space and.
open up those walls for
Yeah, I mean, you use those walls for maps or
maps and pictures.
Mhm.
and pictures and other things like that. I think there's opportunity there for that. But yeah, I was going through that room last Thursday, and there's I think 3 like shop vac type vacuums in there.
Mhm. Careful which you sell, because one of those I think is mine.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
there
I
are.
think that kind of leads to a bigger conversation of kind of going through that room and some of the other rooms here
Right.
and kind of determining
Yep.
some better uses for.
Sure.
I agree.
Thanks.
And there's a huge desk in that closet on back in the gym, if that's something somebody might want. I mean, it's kind of nice. It's huge and big. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
One in there too that I
And-
used to use that's really big and heavy.
Yeah.
It's nice and sturdy.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think maybe we.
Do a little
As
inventory
things
first.
slow down in the winter, we can take
Okay.
a day, some
Yeah.
weekend, and
Yeah.
kind of go through and reorganize that room and some other rooms.
the on-
I've got some other bigger ideas, I think, in terms of utilization on some of the office space and things. I think that we could better use this building for. So
Yeah. The only thing I would add is that the generator may be best sold right off the bat because winter's coming, power outages are coming, and rather than wait, it might be nice to, even if it's just that one item that we
Yep.
advertise.
used 5 kilowatt generator for sale.
Sealed bid kind of deal type.
But yeah, I mean, certainly we can look at doing the 2 now and then look at doing
Yeah.
more later.
Yeah.
Certainly can do it that way too. But yeah, I think there's some opportunity from a utilization of space in this building that we could utilize it a lot better.
Empty it out, clean it up,
Yeah,
organize it.
No, this doesn't give me this, just new stuff.
yeah, I did a bunch of cleaning on Thursday for like an hour in there, and there was
Oh, I remember I came in, the boxes
Pile
were
of-
up right there.
yeah.
Slightly concerned.
Right.
yeah, yeah. I put a bunch of styrofoam and boxes and stuff out for recycling
Yeah.
on Thursday night.
On Thursday night.
So
Yep,
yeah, get rid of a lot of that. But there's
so much more.
so much more. Yeah,
And we've got those old tables that have to go.
Yep.
Yep.
yeah. So I think we can kind of take a look at what we have, and that's obviously the first step, and then taking a look at utilizing better. I think we talked about using planning board room as sort of a meeting room for broadcasting regular meetings. So
Yeah, that would be great.
it's an opportunity that way.
I
We
saw
don't.
that too.
Yeah, the lights just flickered.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
the eyes for
Nope.
a minute.
Yeah, they're still flickering.
There's still-
Yeah.
Nice. It's windy out.
Yeah, it is.
So 5 kilowatt generators, yeah, got a low of 400. These are used ones.
Yep.
Uh-huh. And that one's quite old.
Yeah, so from a process standpoint, we advertise them and close bids. Is that how you do it?
Yeah, unless we're gonna sell the generator initially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Although if there's small stuff, we can do the same thing with
Yeah.
small stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't sweat it, isn't it all small stuff?
At the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, since that one hasn't run for a number of years, I mean, I would say maybe 300.
Yep.
Or best offer.
Well, if we're gonna sell it, we're gonna sell it. I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so I do have an interested party in that. May I let him know that
Sure.
300? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I need to get hung up on that. Issues from residents about Tri-Town and trash that you noted, Aaron.
Yeah, so here last Thursday and got two questions. One was around Tri-Town. So I had a resident come in to get the 5-day pass. They weren't sure if they were going to be able to get to Tri-Town. Is there a reason why we're doing the 5-day passes? Like,
The reason was that we had like a 2-day pass, and I went to Tri-Town meetings and asked to extend it so it would cover on either side of a weekend for
Yep.
out-of-staters, and that's why it's 5-day.
Yeah.
But certainly, I mean, I do attend the Tri-Town meetings, and,
Yeah.
yep, I mean, what was the concern?
well, so this person was coming in to get the pass. They got the pass,
Uh-huh.
but they weren't sure. They had to also work with their son to get the truck to move the stuff, and so it kind of created this window where she thought, okay, if I can just come in and get a permit as a resident, then that's the only step I need to do, and then whenever at my convenience, I can then go over to Tri-Town. But now all of a sudden, this open-ended window is now you have 5 days.
Right.
And so she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to get,
Uh-huh.
her son to come with the truck and then be able to get over there when they're open within that 5-day window.
Yep.
And, raise the concern. And, I certainly appreciate it. It's, I guess I just didn't know if there was like a back end, if they were tracking the number of people that were, if there was some reason that we were doing the passes rather than just saying like, come get a permit and you could use
Yeah,
it
well,
for.
they don't want us to give permits because then
Then we'll buy into it.
yeah,
Right.
we're not gonna buy into it, or we're hopefully not going to. Right now, we don't pay anything. And
Right,
yeah,
but this wasn't like to subvert the fee structure on their end. This is just to like,
Right,
their concern was, rather than kind of being able to go there whenever I want as a resident of Parsonsfield,
Right.
I now have this obligatory 5-day window that I have to meet.
Well, frankly, I don't think it's that big an issue, because 5 days, you can always come in
And then get
on a
another one.
Thursday, and if you don't make it, come back in on Monday or Tuesday, whenever 5 days is.
Right.
And you're covering the whole
Yeah.
week.
No, I just didn't know if there was a reason why we were doing the passes and.
5
and so-
days was better than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly 5 is better than 2, yeah,
Yep.
Did not go over
Right,
well.
did not go so well.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And I have asked them if they can track what kind of, if they, what Parsonsfield residents bring in and how many show up, but that's asking a lot on their end.
We
Right.
write down what people are using it for on
Yeah.
our sheet.
Yes,
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just so we
And now we're pretty much open to whatever we can bring, so that in itself was a big deal as well.
Yeah,
We were restricted in what we could bring,
gotcha.
so.
Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense for us to see if they're open to a 10-day pass, maybe to extend that window a little bit longer. I mean, again, I agree. I think if you're coming to, if you know you're going to do something, you can kind of figure that piece out. I just, I know that people have asked that question. I had 2 people actually ask about Tri-Town last Thursday alone, so.
go talk to Aaron. He's right over in
That's
the
right. Yeah, so, no, I just had 2 residents come in with the same
The
concerns.
same concerns, yep.
And so that was, I just
Yeah.
didn't know if it was, that was the only thing in my mind that made sense, was that they were kind of tracking it and trying to limit it in some
Yeah.
way, but.
No, they don't track it. They've had trouble, they have been looking for an attendant as well. I don't know if they found one. They
Yeah.
meet on Mondays, and they are meeting this coming Monday.
Okay.
A week from today, but it interferes with,
Right.
the select board meeting, so I
Right.
Yeah,
probably won't go, but I do know people that I can bring the concerns to.
Yeah.
Could voice them on.
yeah, I mean, even
Monday.
if it's possible to expand it from 5 to 7 or 5 to 10, that certainly would, kind of alleviate some of those concerns, I think, and certainly be better. So, seemed like a pretty easy one to.
The more we push for more dates, the more they're gonna push for us to contribute.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they are
That's my
looking at that
concern.
seriously, so I kind of,
I'm a little leery of
Yep.
pushing it all,
Yeah.
Yep.
because if we push it all, they may push back.
yeah,
Yep.
like why aren't we paying what the other
Right.
towns pay
And I mean,
to
we've
be
already
part of
heard that
Tri-Town?
from
Yeah.
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
And then the other one was around, so we had a now former resident that moved out of a residence, and they put all of their household trash at the end of a road. And so it's one where Mellons currently collects trash at the end of the road, so all the residents on that road deposit all the trash at the end of their road. And so they had, one of the residents was moving out, and so they put all their household trash at the end of the road. I called Mellons and had them pick up. It said, pick up what you can. I understand that there's some household stuff that you probably can't grab, mirrors and a
Oh, okay.
dresser and a headboard and things like that
Yeah.
aren't they're not going to pick up anyway. And so they did. They picked up a lot of the trash and a lot of stuff that they probably wouldn't have had I not called, which was good. But that kind of created the new issue of now there's stuff still there that
That should go to Tri-Town.
that should go to Tri-Town that needs to be picked up, and so we don't have a process
Yep.
for that.
Were the people that moved out renters?
From what I understand, they were not.
They moved
Okay.
to Kentucky.
Yes,
So the house sold?
house sold. Yes.
Okay, okay.
And so they moved out, and the stuff is there. And so I didn't know kind of if we had a process for handling situations like this, if we'd ever
Not
run
really.
across this.
Not
No,
really,
no.
no.
If we just need to reach out to somebody that can do the dump run for us, or if there's somebody listening that does dump runs and either wants to do it out of the goodness of their heart. It's at the end of Berry Lane. There's couple mirrors, couple of small nightstands, a headboard.
We can't ask them
Small
to pay
trash
for
can.
it at Tri-Town.
Right,
Yeah.
and so that's kind of where I was kind of trying to figure out is,
Yeah.
do we want to engage somebody to do that process? I can certainly, we can reach out on Facebook and see if there's anybody that can do it for us. And then, I just didn't know if we had a process at all, so that was
Yeah.
why I wanted to bring that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've had complaints about mattresses on the side of the road, and
Yep.
we were lucky in that the property owner knew about it, and I contacted them, and they picked the mattresses up and disposed of them without,
Okay.
yeah, so, but that was, kind of a
Yeah,
different situation, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe we ought to wait now that we've put the word out, see if we have a good Samaritan that either takes care of it or lets us know that they will,
okay,
and then look at it next week and go from there.
all right, so I'll
If we
reach,
don't get 3 feet of snow in the meantime.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, so I'll reach out to the resident to let me know, and let them know that we put it out there, and if we don't hear anything, then next week we'll come up with a plan.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that works.
all right, thank you.
Yep.
All right, any updates that we don't have on the agenda? Jen?
Speaking of citizen concerns, somebody voiced their concern about the fact that the lights, most of the lights, it seems like, a lot of them are out in the village, the street lights.
Okay,
So I did call CMP and gave them all the poll numbers of the lights that were out, and they said it was like a 3 business day for them to get that order in, and I will keep checking to make sure. So if there's any residents in town who notice that maybe the lights are working, perhaps let me know, but I will be calling CMP to make sure that somebody gets out there to change them. So they didn't give me a good time frame. Youthful Maine Food Drive, this Thursday at 3 p.m. in the gym. And the other thing is I finally got a hold of Kate Gore, who is the Charter Communications operations person who operates Spectrum, and she's the one to contact. We are one of the towns that got the Reach Me grant, that they're expanding Spectrum's capabilities in town, and I think Smith Road, maybe 1 mile, Lost Mile Road, there's been residents who've gotten internet service through this grant on there that have been pretty happy with it. She could not give me any more figures or numbers of houses that they're going to increase to, but they're working to get more connectivity and more grant money. So it was a long conversation that basically told me kind of nothing, but it was.
Yeah.
But at least I have a contact name, so I can keep
Good.
finding out what's going
good.
on.
Yep.
Yep. And I think that's all I have right now.
Okay. Aaron?
I mean, the only 2 things I had in addition to the others, met with Allie from Civic Plus, talked about ADA compliance around our website and sort of some things that are coming down the road in the far off future around ADA compliance for websites, and some of the tools that they have that would either work with our current website or work with a Civic Plus website. And so kind of started the process of looking at some of those tools that are out there in terms of making sure your website is compliant with all the ADA screen readers and things like that. So there's a lot of good stuff out there, so more to come on that. Meeting with Civic Plus to better understand kind of pricing and what their website hosting and everything looks like. Meeting with them tomorrow. I can send you the Zoom if you want to jump on.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see how it works. But they're going to go kind of walk through how their websites work. They've got a few more tools and plugins, and it's more dedicated for municipalities than sort of us running it ourselves. And so more to come on the website, but I know we've been talking about that a little bit. And then Recreation Committee is going to meet on Wednesday, 5:30, to kind of establish the leadership for that board and schedule the next meeting and get that process going. So be a lot of good hopefully coming out of that.
I probably should mention that somebody from the Shakopee Valley Rec Committee was here looking at the gym and the ball fields, just in terms of what they might be able to use for programs for kids.
Great.
So, yeah, I told them that you were doing a rec committee and that we'd kind of do a joint effort.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. And that was all I had.
All right, thank you. Let's see. I guess I just have 2 things. we have finally replaced the water filter for the building here. It was surprisingly nowhere near as bad as I thought it was gonna be after, no, I don't want to even tell you how
I
long
was gonna say,
it's
please
been.
don't tell us.
But we'll put that on a regular schedule for replacement. And the other thing is, I have not heard in a week now from Consolidated about our fiber connection, so I will be contacting them this week to see what's going on. The fiber line is in the building. We just need the final piece of hardware to get it connected, and then we need our phone system. So, be
Nice.
moving on that hopefully soon.
I did have one more. I completely
Yeah.
deleted my email, so I didn't have it my reminder. On Saturday morning, went over to the old town hall,
Yeah.
met with Lynn,
Uh-huh.
had a walkthrough. Had never been over to that building,
Yep.
and so got a
Cool.
chance to walk through the building, understand that, and going to be working with her to. So one of the questions on the election was around municipal-owned historic buildings,
Yes.
creating grant opportunities for
Yeah.
municipal-owned historic buildings. I know that's always the hang-up when you go for grants is they usually like to see them owned by historical societies or 501c3s. And so this opportunity that the state passed creates opportunities for municipalities that own those buildings. And so I think there's going to be a good opportunity there to rehabilitate and look at that building. I think there's some things that we talked about being able to do with that building, and so I
Nice.
think it's it's a really cool old building. If no one's ever been over there, I think she mentioned that they do open houses in August, the beginning of August. And
We used to
so-
vote there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It looks like it's perfectly set up for town town meetings.
Yep.
It's
Well,
very
town
cool.
meetings 100 years ago,
right.
without ADA
It'd
compliance.
be
Yeah.
pretty cold now.
Doesn't cut it.
Yeah, yeah. It's got a very interesting slope floor.
Yep.
And yeah, so it's a very cool old building. So
Yeah, my understanding is it's the only remaining sloped floor townhouse in
oh
Maine.
really?
That's-
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
use that for our
Yeah.
grant.
That's
Ish.
good
Yeah.
information.
yeah,
yeah,
that should be verified.
Yeah.
But that's what I've heard.
yep,
Well, that's good. That's good news, Aaron.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Good job.
Okay, we had a couple of things, couple of workshop items that we still need to schedule and get on. Other than that, I thank you for, first of all, waiting for us, if anyone is out there, and then persevering while we went through our meeting. So I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All
Seconded.
right, we are adjourned. Thank you, folks.